All right, welcome to No Sweat Wednesday, where there will be no jumping. Hey, I couldn't even jump if I wanted to. There'll be no running, no sweating. We're just gonna. When you get my age, I promise you, things just don't act right. But we're gonna take it nice. We're gonna take it nice. When I get your age, we'll be in paradise. Listen, we're gonna take it nice and easy. We're just gonna chill out. I got a feeling it's coming real soon. They acting up in the news, y'all. They acting up.
I know they are.
But we're gonna warm it up, and then we're gonna break it down. Listen,
I'm Lord Jesus.
I can hear the horse. Can you hear him? I can hear the horse. It sounds white. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Recently, it has been requested that we revisit the life-changing book, Eat That Frog. So, when we reviewed that book before, 3, 2, 1, we were probably a quarter of the size that we are now. So many people don't know about that book. That when they hear the title, they're like, what in the world are you talking about? 3, 2, 1. So what I thought we would do today is, for those who have been here for a while and who have already began applying some principles of that book, can you share, just to whet the appetite for those who are now just hearing about the book, can you share some things that you have changed and how that book has changed your life since you started applying what it said? 3, 2, and 1. So any volunteers, if you have applied what that book has suggested, any results you've seen, just so as in the next few weeks, we're going to start working through the book and we'll try to get on track together. I see Sister Williamson. 5.
Good morning, family. First of all, they have to find out that I had it for free on Amazon, on my audiobooks. So I immediately started listening to it Sunday evening. So I listened to chapter 1,
3,
and
2,
I woke up
1.
on the last 2 chapters. But it was a good time where I woke up, because what I heard was enough for me to get things indicated. And the main point of that, the second to the last chapter was, for example, like if you're writing a book or something like that, you want to get finished, but just write something every day. You don't have to be a whole bunch, but just do something every day. And once I heard that, it just catapulted me into some things that I've been working on for years. That's just been sitting on the shelf.
I love it.
Starting with no, that's the short of it.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. Sister Cool. 5, 4, 3.
What I've gotten from the book and still getting from the book is I started trying to eat the frog when I run into a pond. So I got a pond of frogs and I'm eating some of them every day, a little bit at a time, but I'm working on it and knocking it down. So it's very motivational. It puts something
3,
to the point that you know
2,
you just got to
1.
concentrate on doing that, do that. And that's what I do. So I appreciate that book.
Do that. I love it. Sister Tanya. 5, 4.
Something that I got from the book is which is really simple. I just is to make a list of, and prioritize that list. And something that simple, just it catapults you into doing the rest of the things that you need to do. So I started making lists. Now, if you start just making lists and you got a bunch of lists laying around, it's not good. So making that list moves you to say, okay, why did I write this down? And then if it doesn't get accomplished on that list and you've checked off a few things, then put that at the top or prioritize it again in your next list. So that's just one very simple thing that makes me think and do things a little differently.
3, 2, 1. Switch it to the other side. When she says that, she says if you got a bunch of lists just sitting around, that's not good. one thing that's a psychology trick is not only to make the list. This is just a little psychology move. Keep stretching. But when you make your list, like right now, I'm working on the meal plan app. I'm working on the website. Working on some other things. But this little check box right beside it turns it into a game. Because your brain wants to see the checks go into that box. So the lists don't just sit there. They actually start getting done. 3, 2, 1. Let's do our next circles. Sister Pinkney.
Yes, along with the list that Tanya mentioned, I like the way Tracy
Opposite way.
said
Opposite way.
to eat the ugliest frog first. I'm a professional procrastinator, and I needed to hear that. To eat the
Let's shake it out and walk.
ugliest one first and get it over with, and then
Get it over.
everything else seemed to fall into place.
So you did check out the book.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yep. That was one of the most crucial lines in the book. Get the worst one out the way. And it takes so much self-discipline the first time. And I'm going to emphasize that. It takes so much self-discipline the first time, because it's like, why would I want to jump on the ugliest one? Like, that's the one I've been intentionally putting to the side. But once you tackle it the first time, it's an emotional experience that opens your eyes to, oh, this is what it feels like to get up and make things happen. And then once the other stuff starts showing up, you already know what it feels like. And it's like, okay, it may not be fun, but I can do it. I know I can do it. And then after a while, it takes a lot less self-discipline, because you start to get into that routine of just handling things. I know for me, this commercial was the frog, and I just had to lock in and say, you know what? We're not leaving this room until it's done. So from 9:30 yesterday to 9:30 p.m., I was in my room working on that commercial. Somebody was like, oh, it's hot outside today. I couldn't tell you what it felt like outside yesterday. I just sat there and I said, I'm not leaving until this commercial is done. And it's done. Sometimes you got to get that frog that you don't want to get. But like I said, if one sister says, you know what, I signed up because of that commercial and now I feel better, or I'm 20 pounds down, or my knee doesn't hurt, that'll be one day worth it. So Sister Phoebe, let's go through our upper body again. Big circles. Big circles.
One thing I really appreciated is that you have to prioritize.
3.
So I try to prioritize my
1.
list
Let's go forward.
with the little checkbox. It really does work.
It does. It does. 3.
And another thing I really appreciated
2,
is that being
1,
busy
side to side.
doesn't mean you're
Nice
being
and slow.
productive. So you have to really
Say that again for the ladies in the back.
Being busy isn't the same as being productive.
3,
So by
2,
prioritizing,
1, go over the top.
what's the most important thing? Not just eating the ugliest frog, but what I mean, it makes you do that. It makes you identify the thing that would bring you the biggest, greatest result,
3,
and then focus on
2,
that.
1. I love it. I love it. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Philippians 1:10, make sure of the more important things. Sister Higgins. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
So I recall, I haven't read Eat That Frog recently, but I know when we read it before. And when I
Keep
look
breathing,
back
though.
at, I guess, like the past year and a half of what I've been able
3,
to like
2,
accomplish
1.
and habits that I've started between Eat That Frog and Miracle Morning. Like I really wouldn't think about it because it's small tasks, but over
2,
time it does add
1.
up.
Roll up.
You know, like just really having the habit of doing my daily text every morning and having the habit of learning some Spanish every day. Like just having that routine that starts my day off right. And then like the other sister was just talking about, like it's that 80-20 rule from Eat That Frog of just focusing on the 20% of tasks that yield 80% of the results.
You better preach.
So,
roll it up,
you know,
slow.
especially at work now,
Let's
I try to set like, what are those things that are going to have the greatest impact instead of waiting to do something that's, you know, for a goal at the end of the year, that's due at the end of the year. I'm knocking it out in Q1, Q2, because I want to get past it, right? And have time at the end of the year to be planning for next year, right? So it's just this year I'm pretty much professionally, my team has hit our goal. And I know I've already done what I needed to do to hit our goals, and we're at the middle of the year. So it does make a huge difference when you just have a different mindset and focusing your time on doing the work that's most valuable, and then owning your no to the things that just aren't gonna be the best use of your time.
Hold on now. We are selling hay coverings, y'all, in August 3rd. Check our website, August 3rd. You can get a pre-order starting in July. Did she use the M word, y'all? Did she say mindset?
Yes.
3,
No,
2, 1. When I say, I said it before, I'll say it again. This is being recorded. I feel like this class is 10% about physical exercise and 90% about changing our mindset. If we can understand that the mind is controlling everything. 3, 2, 1. What time you woke up, whether you exercised today, how hard you went with the exercise, it's all a mindset. Yeah. Are you gonna be early to the meeting? Are you gonna be late again? Are you gonna, what are your goals? It's all in the mind. 3, 2, 1. If we can get our mind to reset and realize that we can change how we think, that means you can change how you act. Change how you act, you will change how you looked. So it is all about mindset. So that is awesome. And she said, own your no. Did y'all hear that? She said, own your no. 3, 2, 1. What does that mean? Steve Jobs was talking about the ability to say no, and how it's just as, if not as important as what you choose to say yes to. And he's like, I'm not saying talk about no to the things you don't like. It doesn't really count unless it's something that you really want to do. 3, 2, 1. Let's do our next circles. How often do you say no to things that you actually want to do? That's when your self-discipline starts. Opposite way. Yesterday, a brother called me. 2, 1, let's take a walk. He says, one of my friends who moved away, he's out of town now. He called me up. Hey man, I'm coming to town. I'm gonna be there for the next couple hours. You want to go play golf? I'll meet you at the course. I got you.
Wow. Wow.
Said no.
Commercial, golf. Commercial.
So it's okay.
Self-discipline doesn't start until it's actually something that you want. So for me to say, you know what? No, I'm not leaving this room until this commercial is done. That's when I'm like, afterwards, now that I'm looking back on it, that's when it's like, okay, we are flipping that switch. We are going into beast mode. And it's the stuff that nobody will ever see that will get you to the places where everyone will see. So they will see the glory. They won't see the story. This is all about a shift in mindset. Sister Farnham, let's go knees up, y'all.
It reminds me of a statement that says, sacrifice is not a sacrifice unless you sacrifice.
Yeah.
August 3rd. August 3rd. We're doing a pre-order. We're doing a pre-order. 3, 2, 1. Let's go heels back. Anyone else? Anyone else were you here when we went over the book the first time. I can say for myself, a lot of like we just explained, a lot of little things, 3, 2, 1, that I've been able to learn to say no to. And as you can see, I have my list over here, and having a list is one of the biggest game changers. Anytime you see successful people, if you watch an interview somewhere, they're going to say something about write it down. And it seems so simple to, one, we're going to step over this why, that we may just brush it away like, oh, write it. No, it is one of the most crucial things. And I'm going to explain why. 3, 2, when we are going through the day, one other side, and our memories can be not as good as we want them to be, to put it lightly. So what happens when we forget what we're supposed to be doing or the goals we had to, and when we're going to do our calf stretch, I'm going to lean on something that can support my weight. I'm going to find a wall or a chair. I'm going to put this heel into the floor. I'm going to press it down into the floor, and then I'm going to slowly lean my weight forward. Already I feel my calf stretching. Once I start to feel it stretch, I'm going to stop right there. I'm just going to let it sit there. When we forget about our goals, what we're supposed to be working on, the task at hand, Instagram, social media, Facebook, YouTube, all starts to get really appealing. And so it's like, oh, let me check out what's going on here. Next thing you know, a whole hour has gone by. It's time to go to sleep. And then you remember, oh, I was supposed to do X. I was supposed to do Y. I was supposed to do Z. Let's release it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. Let's press our other heel down and go forward. The next day comes. You forget what the task is at hand. You end up on Netflix. You end up on Hulu. You on Tubi. And 2 hours gone by watching that Hallmark movie. And then when you're trying to go to sleep, it's like, oh, I was supposed to do X. I was supposed to do Y. I was supposed to do Z. You do that for a whole year. See what happens. 3, 2, 1, release. We're going to work on our hamstrings. And then that thing that people ask you at the end of the year, weren't you going to be working on so-and-so? Girl, you know, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Because we forget in the moment what we're supposed to be doing. But when you have a list, it's like, okay, I have some downtime, and your habit becomes, look at this list. 10 minutes of Spanish. Okay, let me just knock that out real quick. We're going to arch up and go down. So you knock out those 10 minutes of Spanish every day for that year, and then see where you're at the end of the year. Hey, girl, I thought you were going to be learning Spanish. Sí, yo aprendí español este año, pero gracias. Yeah, I learned Spanish this year, so thank you. And that's just from having it written down. 3, 2, come up slow, and 1. I got some downtime. Let me check my list. What am I supposed to be doing? Now, notice that I didn't say 2 hours of Spanish. 10 minutes of Spanish. That means you still have time to watch your movie or do whatever you want to do, but you also put your first things first. Let's look up and let's go down. My mother always stressed that to us kids. When the Bible says put the kingdom first, that means there are other things on that list. It doesn't say put the kingdom only. It just says put it first. So there will be time for the things that you want to do, the things you enjoy doing. Let's come up slow in 3, 2, 1. Just put it first. Let's walk it out. Sister Monique.
And that is so true. I think you took almost all the words out of my mouth. I started doing
I put them back. Hold on.
I started doing a list a long time ago because I am forgetful. I'll tell anybody, hey, wait, call me, remind me of what I'm supposed to do if you want me to do something or whatever. But when you do that list and you follow that list and you complete that list, you have so much satisfaction in how much of the things you got done and accomplished. So I have a list everywhere. I don't lay them aside like the sister said, but I make sure I'm crossing off my list to make sure that I'm getting things done as I should.
I love it. I love it. So proud of you. And you hit a big point right there where you said a sense of satisfaction. Once you start getting things done, you get the sense of self-esteem and self-pride that makes you want to get the rest of it done. And it starts to snowball. And then you can start to trust yourself that you will actually accomplish what you say you will. And that's French for self-esteem. Lack of self-esteem is not believing that you're actually going to do what you said you're going to do, because too many times you've built up this track record where you don't really know, is this going to get done or not? But you can walk with your chest up when you know, oh, I said I'm going to do this. It's already written in stone. It's as good as done. So yeah, I love it. Love it. Sister Washington.
I haven't read Eat the Frog, but I've read something similar. And what I'm finding is that a daily list, it's also been suggested to readjust the list as you go through the day. Maybe you have certain things on there, but then some emergency came up or something, so you can go back to the list and readjust the list and still accomplish what you want to.
Time and unforeseen occurrence befalls us all. 3, 2, 1. We're going heels up. Who do we have? Is that Sister Jamie Johnson?
Yes. So I was there for that book club too, for the Eat That Frog. And one of the things I found that was interesting is just what the previous sister said about adjusting the list. I found that at first I had the list and I was even procrastinating about the list, and I'm like, okay, I need to modify because I'm not feeling accomplished. If you don't feel good about actually getting through the things, then that becomes a mental barrier in itself if you're not getting through the list. So I had to adjust mine and keep making adjustments until finally it clicked with me. And right now, my list is what it is. And now I go through and I say, okay, I need to clean the bedroom. Well, that feels daunting. But if I say, okay, I need to do at least 20 things in this room. And once I start that 20 things, and that could be picking up a sock. That's 1. 2, that could be putting something back in its place. That's 2.
Count it up.
Once I get to that 20, I'm feeling good. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just add 10 more.
Right.
And it starts to get a snowball effect. And so I really appreciate that you can modify it until you eventually get to where it clicks with you, where that puzzle piece sticks in. So it works.
I love it. I love it.
Now I'm up to 70 things. Now I'm up to
70 watch out now. That's a lot of socks, girl. That's a lot of socks.
It's not just socks.
3, okay. 2.
It's in the house. So it's like now it's just 70 things in the house.
I love it.
If I do at least 70 things every day, I keep my house in order.
Proud of you, my sister. We're going to go hamstring stretch one more time. Actually, 2 more times. We're going to arch our back upwards and come down nice and slow. You're going to feel that stretch in the back of your thighs. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up slow. One more time. Arch it up and come down. 5, 4. Anybody feeling it in their hamstrings, or is it just me?
No,
feeling it.
Feel it.
Okay. 2, 1. Breathe, my sister. Breathe. I feel it. Okay. All right, let's walk it out one more time. So what we're gonna do is, if you have not read that book, I think there are, as someone mentioned earlier, free ways to listen to that book. If it's not on YouTube, I think someone mentioned on Audible or Amazon, you can actually listen to the book. I suggest you just look at one chapter, and we'll have a discussion next week about that one chapter. All right, just chapter 1, because chapter 1, even if you just read chapter 1, that'll change your life. Like the whole book is like that. But we're gonna dissect it, just because if we're gonna set a goal like getting into shape or getting our eating habits together, a book like that will give you thoughts that you can apply to these things is just going to be fuel to the flame. It's going to snowball. So because at the end of the day, it's all about mindset. And so a book like that can train our mind. Let's go straight up and down in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let's go. 5. Oh man, it just feels good to take a day. And 4, take it nice and light. 3. 2, last one. We're gonna punch left and right, y'all. Nice and easy. How many of y'all planning on looking at chapter 1?
I am. Yes.
All right. Hey, listen, 3 is better than none. 3 is better than none. We'll take it.
I am.
I'm not one to complain.
Oh yeah.
I'm not one to complain. Who remembers the name of the book?
Eat that frog.
There it is. That's at least a start. That's a start. That gives you a chance. 3.
What's the name of the book?
2, 1. Well, I guess I know who's not looking at chapter 1. What we talk about? It's what we talk about. The book is called Eat That Frog. Crazy name, unbelievable book. Once again, crazy name, unbelievable book. The principle or the premise is, if someone told you that tomorrow you had to eat a frog, there are 2 ways to do it. You can wake up, cry, and complain and whine and call all of your friends and tell them what you have to do and just go through all of the emotional suffering. And then at the end of the day, then you have to go through the physical suffering of actually doing something you don't want to do. Or you can wake up, eat the frog, and have the rest of your day to yourself. So in life, we have so many things that we may not want to do that we know they have to get done. You have 2 options. You could push it off, complain about it, let it keep you up at night, tell all your friends about what you have to do and go through this emotional torture, this mental torture, and then at the end of the day, you still have to do it. Or you can wake up, shift into that beast mode, get it done, and then enjoy the rest of your time. So this provides practical suggestions on how to get into that mind frame of, I'm gonna wake up and get things done that I know I have to get done. And you'll be surprised how much time it actually frees up for the things you want to get done. Because if that brother calls me today and says, do you want to play golf?
It's on. You'll be like, you still got me?
It's on like
ready.
Great job, everybody. I appreciate your comments.
Right.
We're going to wrap this one up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We just got moving.